The village of Elder Grove had long fallen from memory, tucked into a forest so ancient its trees whispered in languages no one remembered. Few dared visit, and even fewer returned unchanged. To the north of the village, barely visible under the thickets and moss, lay a road older than the village itself. It was called Shaylan's Way, a path of weathered cobblestones, half buried in the earth and choked with weeds. Some said it had been built by the ancestors. Others believed it was never built at all. It had simply appeared, carved by time, fate, and something older than both. The road was said to shift, stretch, and breathe. Those who walked it told stories of strange music on the wind, of steps that echoed where there should have been silence, and of shadows that followed when no sun shone above. They spoke of illusions, of meeting versions of themselves, older, wiser, or twisted by regret. Alina was warned. Her grandmother, who had been born in Elder Grove, begged her never to go looking for Shaylan's Way. "It remembers," she said, her cloudy eyes wide with fear. "It doesn't forget who walks on it, and it always wants something in return." But Alina had to know. Since childhood, she'd dreamed of the road. In her sleep, she heard soft chanting, saw the mossy stone stretching ahead under a starlit sky. She had never visited Elder Grove, but she recognized it the moment she arrived. She followed the stories, the rumors, until she found the faint outline of the path under a curtain of ivy. She stepped onto it. The first thing she noticed was the silence. Not a single bird call, not a rustle of leaves. The air pressed close around her, thick and expectant. With each step, the light dimmed, not because the sun faded, but as if the path swallowed light itself. After an hour, she realized the forest had changed. The trees grew at impossible angles, their branches knotted into arches overhead, forming a tunnel. Alina walked on. She tried to mark her passage, scratching trees, dropping ribbons, but every time she turned back, the marks were gone. The path behind her always looked untouched, as if she had never been there. Time became meaningless. Days might have passed, or only moments. She saw things, flashes of memories she never lived. A wedding under the stars, a child crying in the rain, an old woman whispering a name she didn't know. They flickered through the trees like broken film reels. At one bend in the road, she came upon a man. He was dressed in clothes from another century, tattered, dirt-stained, and he was weeping. She asked if he was lost, and he looked up with hollow eyes. "We all are," he said. "This road shows you what you forgot. Then it takes it away." He tried to speak again, but his voice cracked into static like an old radio. He turned, walked off the road, and disappeared into the trees. She tried to follow, but stumbled through brambles and thorns until she was back on the path, breathless and bleeding. Shaylan's Way didn't let her leave. It turned her around. It pulled her forward. Each bend revealed something stranger. A schoolhouse on fire with no heat. Children laughing in the language of bells. Her grandmother's voice calling from nowhere. Alina ran, but the road stretched with her, unfolding endlessly. She screamed until her voice was hoarse. Then, finally, silence again. In that silence came understanding. The road was not a place, it was a memory. It remembered grief. It remembered choices not taken, promises broken, and paths abandoned. Every step she took was through someone's forgotten sorrow, perhaps even her own. When she collapsed from exhaustion, she found herself at a clearing. There, in the center, stood a mirror. It was ancient, its frame entwined with vines and symbols. she looked, she didn't see herself. She saw every version of herself she had never become. A scientist, a mother, a wanderer, a recluse. One by one, they faded, all except one. The last figure remained, dressed like her, staring back, but the eyes were wrong, too deep, too still. It stepped forward and reached out. Alina's vision blurred. She felt her feet lift, her thoughts scattered. When she woke, she was back at the edge of Elder Grove. The village was silent. Shaylin's way was gone. In its place was only forest. But something followed. In mirrors, in shadows, she sometimes caught glimpses of that version of herself, the one who had not come back. She never dreamed of the road again, but every time she closed her eyes, she heard it breathing, waiting, remembering.